A new year is right around the corner, my friends. Only 3 days away at the time of recording this video. And I wanted to make this video just to tell you 2026 is going to be your year. New body, new mind, new spirit, new homes, people, cars, career, money. The dream that you've been dreaming all this time can and will come true as long as you lock the fuck in and be specific. Let's talk out.
Now, I don't got much to say here, but go out, buy a calendar, use a physical one. It's more healthy, keeps you away from your phone, and marking off the days is kind of nice. Speaking of marking off the days, set up your calendar. Write the important dates, events, movies, birthdays, get togethers, all that stuff. It will keep you engaged and grounded, and it'll give you something to look forward to. And also, if you got a challenge to do for yourself, like the 75 challenge or 30-day challenge, writing it down on your calendar will give you good reminders to do those things. I've been doing that for this month of December. I've told myself I'm going to do 2-minute planks every single day for the month of December. And many times having it wrote down on my calendar has helped me to remember to do it. Because if I didn't have it wrote down, I probably would have done it like 4 times this whole month and then forgot about it the rest. So make sure to do that stuff. All right. Next up, habit tracking. Get yourself some journals. I got a bunch of them right here. Got a bunch more, but these are the recent ones that I found in my closet. Record your habits, record your thoughts, record your ambitions, your goals, all that stuff. It's useful, it's helpful, it keeps you on track and grounded. It keeps you out of your own head as well. I've got a lot. It's helped me. This is my newest one. I'm only just starting it, and you should too. Goal research. Body, mind, career, hobby, interests. Write down those things and figure out how exactly you want to go about them. What's your program for those goals? Your body, right? How do you want your body to be? You want to be swole as hell? Do you want to be lean? Do you want to be a hybrid athlete, someone who can run and lift? Do you want to be a Pilates girl? You want to be a distance runner or a sprinter? Figure out how do you want your body to be. Write down those goals, right? How many calories do you need? How much protein do you need? What's your workout program? What's your workout program? What do you need for your workouts? Are you going to be at home? Are you going to be at the gym? Are you going to be lifting weights? Are you going to be doing calisthenics? Figure that stuff out. Your career. What kind of career do you want? Are you in a career right now? If so, do you like your career? Do you want to elevate your career, or do you want to go to something else? If you're not in a career right now, what career do you want? Do you want to do social media? Do you want to be a fucking astronaut, suit tester? Do you want to be an archaeologist? Do you want to work with animals? How do you go about doing that? What steps do you need to take to do those things in your ideal career? Imagine that no matter what, let's say there is no barriers, no denial into whatever career you want to get into. What would you do with your life? I know sometimes we're taught to think, you know, lesser. It's a manage our expectations. But don't do that. In this scenario, imagine no matter what, your ideal dream, your ideal career is possible. What would you do in that scenario? And listen, something I struggle with, but you might think, oh, the thing I'm in right now has nothing to do with what I want to do. Or, oh, this thing that I'm doing right now doesn't isn't going to connect to what I'm trying to do. Listen, it all happens for a reason. Sometimes meeting people, sometimes the thing you work at now might not seem like it connects to what you're trying to be, but it always could. You could be working at a movie theater, right? You're like, oh damn, I don't want to work at a movie theater. I'm trying to be a model or some shit, in from working in France. Maybe you work in your little behind the stand, the popcorn stand or whatever. someone walks in, talks to you like, oh, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Y'all talk and you find out this guy or this person is a high level model, like worker, like scout, and is actually looking for somebody for their modeling agency. And they look at you and they're like, kid, you might got the stuff. And now you're talking to someone, things like that. Things happen. Sometimes things happen in places you never suspect. So don't be too discouraged if you're working somewhere that you don't want to be working and you're wondering like how will this connect to my overall journey? Your journey isn't like this. It's not like that. It is like this, like this. That's how it goes. It's not a smooth upscale. There's going to be downs, ups, backs, leaps, all kinds of things. So don't be too hard on yourself. What hobbies are you trying to learn? Knitting, sewing, archery, skateboarding, roller skating, dancing, cooking, baking, firework, sword work. It doesn't have to be conventional. If you want to learn how to wield a sword, learn how to wield a sword. If you want to learn how to do that, go ahead. It doesn't have to be a conventional hobby. Something that you can, upscale and, uh, doesn't have to be normal. It doesn't have to be a normal hobby. It doesn't have to be. Interests. What are your interests? Learn more about yourself. Figure out what things do you personally like. Like example, back to the sword thing. If you like swords, that can translate into interest in like fairs, like those medieval fairs people be going to and stuff. You could end up learning more about those, and that could be an interest of yours, and then you can go to it. Boom! Look at that, worked out great, right? Shadow work. Shadow work. What is it? What can it do for you? Shadow work is about writing down and learning more about yourself, your inner self, the self that hides within the shadow of your own being, right? And when there's not a light shining on you, when you're not trying to impress people or be, you know, socially accepted, what is your ideal self, right? Now, you might not know. I don't really know. I've been doing a lot of work this year, 2025, to put forth the effort needed to learn more about me. I'm still learning more about me, how I go about dealing with people, situations, what I'm trying to do, uh, trying to learn how to push myself more, but still not be too hard on myself. It's a balancing act. Learning about yourself is shadow work. There's tons of stuff online for you to watch, YouTube videos, TikToks, Instagrams, books for you to get. I know if you go on the TikTok shop, there's some shadow work books for you to get. You don't even need the books anyways. All you need is a piece of paper, a pen. You can go on like Substack. Substack got tons of stuff on there for reading and writing. There's tons of people posting about uh, shadow work for you to do, things for you to learn about yourself. Go about doing that, right? Fun rewards. Fun rewards. Okay, look, I understand if you're on social media, especially if you're like a guy, I know you've definitely seen the whole winter arc. Gotta go hard. Gotta cut out every and all distractions. Gotta cut off people. Gotta buzz your head. Gotta fucking eviscerate women from your life. They can't exist, or they'll all distract you no matter what. Shit like that. Um, I understand that stuff. Kind of, most of it, sometimes, a little bit. But what is important for that is still learning to have fun, right? Some people, some people doing the whole ghost mode thing works. Some people need a community to order to push themselves, right? Some people work better alone. Some people work better with others. That's fine. Still learn how to have fun. If you just got done working super hard for the past 3 months and you're like, oh man, I'm just so like beat. I really want to go like enjoy myself for a little bit. Go do that. That's fine. You doing that is not eliminating the 3 months of process that you've made for yourself. If you want, like, for example, me this year, I got done working super hard. I got me a car. I completed school. I was working. I was doing all kinds of stuff this year, early in the summer. And I was like, damn, I am getting beat. I want to go out and do something, or at least enjoy something for myself to have fun. And right when I said that, Literally, like an hour later, I was just watching TV, and what popped up? The Superman trailer to buy your tickets now. I was like, hmm. So I bought the tickets, and I waited until what was it, July 11th, and I went to go watch Superman, and I loved it. It was great. Now that the DCU is rebooting, I'm going to be watching all the stuff they put out, so I can just be a part of it. So I watched Superman, I watched Creature Commando, I've watched Peacemaker, and I'm going to go watch the Supergirl movie when that comes out, and Clayface. I'm going to go watch that stuff, right? Uh, in April of this year, I went skating. I went to 4th of July. Just a whole bunch of fun stuff that I've done in order to keep myself sane and leveled and grounded while still putting my best foot forward in the work and the journey that I am on. 1,000% on everything, 365 isn't sustainable, right? Make process, but process isn't 100, 100, 100, 100, 100. Like if you imagine, hold on, process process isn't like this. It's not 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100. And if you don't hit your goal at 100%, you fail. That's not progress. Progress is no matter what, you're still giving some effort every time you do whatever it is you're trying to do, right? Sometimes it's 10%, sometimes it's 100 and 100, maybe it's 80, maybe it's 50, maybe it's 90 again, maybe it's 100, then it's back to 10, then another 10, then 100, then 90. As long as you're putting in some progress, that is good. I'm sure you guys heard it before. Any progress is better than no progress, all right? Don't beat yourself up because you didn't have a good day or as you did last time, right? Like working out, for example, is something I struggle with too. Like yesterday, I worked out, I hit a new PR, I did boxing, I sprinted, ate all my necessary proteins and carbs and calories. But today, I only had a 30-minute yoga session with 5-minute walks. Oh God, I'm not doing enough with my workouts, and I'm slacking, and my goals are trash, and I'm trash, and blah blah blah. No, you should change your mindset. I'm speaking to myself too when I say this. You should change your mindset to be more like, I still worked out. You still worked out. You still worked out. Even if it wasn't 100% like you were yesterday or the day before that, you still worked out. And that's good. That's the point. That's what matters. Last but not least, you versus you. You versus you. It's something that I'm sure all of us struggle with. We all have a voice in the back of our head, some telling us different things. Some voices telling us to get to work. Some voices are telling us to work more. Some voices are telling us to slow down. Some voices are telling us to pick it up. You know, we all have voices in the back of our head telling us to do something. Voice in the back of our head telling us, "Oh, look at them. Look at what they're doing. They're the same age as you, or even younger. They're 17 years old and they got a new car and a fancy new house and uh, you know, $1 million and shit. What about you? Why aren't you got that? They got 500,000 followers on Instagram. What about you? You're 25. You barely have anything. You're living with your parents, and you barely even afford a meal. You can only go out once every blue moon and blah blah blah. I'm sure we've all experienced that in somewhat or some point in our lives, or will experience that at some point in our lives. Do your best to ignore that. Something that I struggle with. Something that I try to do my best in ignoring, trying to keep myself grounded and conscious about my own goals and what I am trying to do. But I'm not perfect. Sometimes I think, damn, why is this not working for me? Why do they have something and I don't? That's called energy. Um, but even though I do have those moments, the things that we talked about with habits and goals and shadow work and journaling helps me with the me versus me process, right? With you, make sure, right, work on your shadow work on your goals, and really tell yourself, hey, I am doing what I do best, right? My process is not their process. My journey is not their journey. My starting point when I was born was not their starting point when they were born, right? We all have different journeys. Something that you think is so lackluster in your life is something extraordinary in someone else's, right? You might think, oh man, I got a fucking uh I got a fucking beat up hand me down oven in my kitchen from some hardware store. Now I can actually, cook meals and stuff, whatever. You might be thinking, oh, that's nothing crazy. There's people out there with high end, $5,000 ovens and $10,000 kitchenware, blah, blah, blah. There's someone out there who only can afford plastic forks from the gas station, plastic forks from five and below. Fucking, they can afford a handy down microwave that they took from their grandma or some shit, or their grandma gave it to them. They can't afford to buy oven at all. All the shit they cook is microwavable. They don't got no pots and pans and all that stuff. Comparison, it's not great. Comparison, it's not good. The only type of comparison you should be making is with yourself and the goals you set for yourself, your past self, right? How does would past me be proud of current me, right? In the journey progress I'm making in my life, right? That's what you should be doing. You versus you. Don't be too hard on yourself. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy the progress. Enjoy what you're going to be doing. Enjoy how you want to do it this new year. I've heard talking to people and speaking with people, I've heard 2025 was a so and so year. Wasn't a great year. It wasn't a great year for the world, mainly, kind of, sort of. Well, nah, it just wasn't really a great year for the world. Um, but me personally, 2025 was not awful. Going into the year, it was kind of, but around like February, all the way down to like November, it was really good. Honestly, it was really good. I was enjoying myself a lot. I was putting in a lot of effort into my life. I wanted 2025 to be a jumping off point for me. And so far, it's been like that. I'm kind of excited for 2026. I'm going to do what I can to put my best foot forward. I'm really going to try to hammer down the social media stuff. 2025 was me getting used to uploading and, trying to be a social media content creator. And this year, I want to really hammer home what that is. I want to put my best foot forward, as I was saying. But yeah, that's me. Now, what about you? What would you like to do in 2026? Be happy, be excited. I'll see you all next year. I'll see you all next year, and I hope you guys have a wonderful time. If you don't know me, my name is Corn. If you do know me, thanks for stopping by. Have a good one. You guys should too. I just sunk a little bit. Hold on. Nice. All right. Anyways, that's it. Oh, I'm old. Oh god.